Mercado Vial TV, un mundo de máquinas.
Bueno, estamos acá en CONEXPO 2023 en el stand de Bobcat. La verdad que hoy sorprendidos con lo que es este nuevo prototipo, el RogueX. Y para que nos explique un poquito de qué se trata este equipo eléctrico autónomo, lo tenemos acá el especialista Dennis, que nos va a comentar un poquito de qué se trata y cuál es el futuro, la visión de futuro de Bobcat en este sentido. Así que, Dennis, how are you?
Doing very well. It's a great show. Very well attended.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. You have a lot of new machines here. We have this RogueX. Man, you were explaining behind cameras, and this is crazy. You don't have a cabin. This is electrical. This is autonomous. Come on, tell us what is here.
Yeah, absolutely. This RogueX, it's a concept vehicle that we came up with when we started really asking the question of autonomy and where we're going with loaders. And so we started thinking about if no one's going to be in the unit, then why do we need the cab? Well, when we start asking the question of if you don't need the cab, then what else can you do? So that cabin, we take that away, it frees up a lot of space. So we talk about repackaging. We look at these actuators that we have, and it's all electric. So there's no diesel, there's no hydraulic fluid in this machine, and we're actually able to just run this in a full electric mode, able to have a very nice compact machine that as you can see right over it, but it also has the same and better lift height as our T76 or our T7X, our other full electric units. It has a lot of the advantages of that, but it also even has more advantages because it has a hybrid lift path on this. So we started thinking about what else could we do with this unit. So this unit can lift as a radial version, it can lift as a vertical version, and it also has the ability to reach out, almost like a telescope.
You have three movements here in one.
Yes, that we do. So the nice thing is that with these electric actuators, we have positional feedback. So all of the actuators that we have on here all know where each one is at. So the nice thing about that is that we can start kind of maybe programming some different lift paths, or when we take this to an autonomous state, that we really have that machine know what it's doing and where everything is at, which is what we need to have that do when you don't have an operator there to actually start making adjustments.
Before we continue, let's talk about the size of this. Just to take the people an idea of what we are talking about. This is the same as the T7X, but what's the weight? I mean, it looks short. What's the height of this?
Yes, so this is about 54 inches tall, and it's almost the same weight as our T7X. So a T7X is right around about 11,000 pounds. So I know it looks very small, looks very compact, but it has that same weight ratio of that T7X, which means it can get the same amount of work done. So it's got the same track carriages, the same battery as that. It's got the 60 kilowatt hour battery in here. We have the actuators that have all that good force. So as far as, don't let the size of it fool you, it can do as much and more work as the T7X.
We go to the back. Let's see the battery package. And so here we can see GPS, radars.
Yeah, so we have GPS on this. We have dual GPS receivers so that we can have really great positional accuracy on this when it's traversing over a work site or wherever we want to take this thing. So it really knows directionally and positionally where it's at all times. We also have radars on the back of this. We have radar sensors on the back that are able to do some point clouding for us to make sure that when someone's not around this machine or working on this machine, that it knows what its surroundings are and makes sure that it's not potentially running into anything, or it can actually start sensing what maybe that changing terrain is around it. The battery pack is accessible from the back of this. Like I say, it's got the 60 kilowatt hour battery, and if you see this machine from the front or the back, you'll notice that it's quite a bit, the whole frame and chassis are quite a bit narrower than what our T7X is, and that's all because we don't have to steer around that cabin anymore, and just all those different things that opens up, or the different opportunities that opens up for us.
I just want to point to this arm. This is thanks to not having the cab, right?
That is true. So this orange link right here, this is what we call the follower link. So this follower link is independently actuated. So on most typical vertical path units, that is a dependent link, and it's dependent on where your lift cylinder is, and it's just all part of that package. This is on this unit, this is independent. So what we can do is what I talked about a little bit is that we can run this as a radial version where it just pivots around this pin. But I can also run this link and the lift arm in tandem to create a vertical path. Or what I can do is I can just run this link and I can make that whole work group and attachment rock forward. So it gives me my reach out without having an actual tube within a tube like a telescopic.
You were telling us this, don't be fooled, this could reach higher.
That is correct. So with our T7X, that has about 132 inch of reach to the pin height. This is 144 inches. So I can actually reach higher with this, and that is just all because of the way that we did the kinematics with all the linkages. So yes, so this machine, you'll notice there's no operator station, there's no cabin on this machine. This is made to be a fully autonomous version and a remote control version. So I can fire up my Max Control app, which the Max Control app has been out, and you can control any of our track loaders or skid steers that have the joystick controls with our Max Control app. And it looks like this. So it looks a bit like a gaming app, and you drive with your left thumb and you run the work group with your right thumb. And that's all talking to this receiver right here. So I have my receiver pack on this unit, and it's a Wi-Fi connection. So the machine actually sends out its Wi-Fi connection. I connect to that with my phone, and now I have line of sight operation of this machine up to 300 feet away, and it is line of sight. So if I drop my phone, I turn my phone over, or if something gets in the way where I can't see the machine will shut down and fail safe.
Besides that, we were talking about this is autonomous ready, right?
This is autonomous ready, yes. So we talked about the GPS receivers, the radars. We also have cameras on here that can follow the chassis, that can follow the work group or the attachment. So all of these things, these sensors, these positional pieces on here that can just operate, and our hope, or what our goal is to say that these machines need to start running and doing things on the job site by themselves. Whether it's just a simple lift and carry, whether it's actually sculpting some sort of a shape in the earth, whatever that might be. And that's what we want to do, is because the labor market, finding people to run machines is getting tighter and tighter. So what we need to do is make sure that the machine can do what a very experienced operator can do without having the very experienced operator. Yeah, so we have the lights and the top camera on the link that runs the tilt function of the attachment. So we have a camera that will follow your attachment. So if you're going up into maybe a dump position or whatever that might be, when you're dumping, you can actually see what's going on up there. We also have a couple cameras that follow the chassis, so when your attachment is up out of the way, that we don't lose sight of what is on that ground level. We also have sensors up in front that can do some of that also if no one is actually watching the cameras. The nice thing about this is when we talked about the repackaging, is we're able to actually get away with a single tilt cylinder on this and have that central, which would be running right through your cabin if you had a cabin on here. So the repackaging of this is really what makes it look extremely different.
People may think, okay, this is new, but it's no hydraulics, no diesel. What about the service?
The service is great, because if you look at the amount of componentry in here, it's very little. You have 4 actuators, you have a battery, and you have a battery management system. You have and 2 drive motors. So there's very few components that you can have anything go wrong with. You're definitely not going to have any leaks of hydraulic fluid, because there is no hydraulic fluid in the machine. So serviceability is very easy to get to everything. And if you do have to service something like an actuator or something like that, you just pull the pins out and you can swap those out.
So I know this is a prototype. I know you don't have exact date of launching this, but what is in the mind of Bobcat regarding this kind of equipment for the future?
Absolutely. As you said, this is a concept vehicle. There's no launch date or anything set for this. What our next steps are is customer feedback. Getting this in the hands of our customers as quick as we can to see how people would use it. What are the jobs that they're going to need to have this accomplish? And taking that feedback and saying, is this the right vehicle, or do we have to now change this vehicle up a little bit? So we need to get that our customers to tell us what that's going to be.
That's the future is going to be. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Danny. That's all. Thank you for your time.
Oh, absolutely. We love having people come to the booth and take a look and really give us their great feedback on this, whether that be positive or negative. We want all the feedback. So we want to really hear from people about are we on the right track, and is this answering their need?
Thank you.
Thank you.